Nez is back for our top billing this week. Our draft will consist of gambling movies. Right before we get started, I just got to say we took a mini break. I got to read something to kind of supply Ricky Flix's conspiracy theory right now. It's important. This tweet says, Warner Brothers leaves the Zack Snyder's Justice League Blu-ray trailer unlisted on their YouTube page, indicating they may be actively trying to not promote the movie's home release. Conspiracy lives on.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. Yeah. So in honor of the card counter this week, starring Oscar Isaac, directed by Paul Schrader, we are doing the best gambling movies. Ricky Flex, let's get the spinner going, decide this draft order.
All right. Spinning. And it's going to go to the doctor.
I want to pick second. I will pick second for this draft. Doctor on the 2-hole. Ricky Flex spinning again.
And it's going to be me. Fantastic.
It's going to be me.
I'll go first.
Ricky Flex leading off. And then
Nez... curious that there was no share screen feature this week. I must have broken on Ricky Flex.
Oh,
it's okay. I'm just kidding.
I thought you were looking at my screen.
I'm not. What's up with that? All right, Ricky Flex. You are now on the clock for best gambling movies.
Okay. Tough one. This might be a hot take. I don't think this is going to be both of yours number ones. I just thought I wanted the first pick just because I know once we get to the last couple of rounds, it's going to be harder. So I wanted the first picks of the last round. I'm going to go Casino Royale.
Whoa.
I know. I really don't think it'll be a lot of people, but I love that movie. I think the actual gambling aspect of it, like on the table, it's up there as if not the best gambling, like actual poker scenes in a movie. I love it. Daniel Craig, his jumpstart the Bond is Casino Royale. I love it. That's going to be my first pick.
Pretty epic poker scenes. I'll give you that. If you see somebody with like a weird eye or something like that at the poker table at the casino, they're probably a shark. Stay away.
Let alone if James Bond is at the table.
If James Bond was at the table, I don't think you'd know James Bond at the table.
Oh, I would know if James Bond was at the table.
You would not know.
Oh,
you would not know.
Daniel Craig is most like if a guy looks like that, you're like secret agent. Especially if he comes back from a car after like being poisoned and then getting his heartbeat, like basically regurgitating, like having his girlfriend like pat his heart back to life. Then he returns to the table sweating like a dog. I would assume that's James Bond. That was a little much.
Fair enough.
All right. I'm going to go with my second pick, Ricky Flex. Interesting pick. Wouldn't have been my first. I'm going to go with Casino. Drop the Royale. I'll just go with Casino. De Niro, Pesci, Scorsese. It's not as good as Goodfellas, but a lot of people have the idea or opinion that it is. Yes, it's violent. Yes, I think it's the most F-bombs in a movie of all time. It's a very mature movie. And I think Sharon Stone's awesome in it, although she's unbearably annoying at the end. There's not a ton of like poker scenes here. A lot of it's more focused on the characters themselves and running a casino rather than the poker playing. But Casino, first pick, second pick, first round for me.
Sharon Stone, like unbelievable performance. One of the most hateable characters of all time. And I know it's not the actual gambling aspect of the movie, but that's like my first takeaway from this movie is Sharon Stone in that movie and how much I hate her.
Her screaming at the top of her lungs is like unbearable. It's stuck in my memory forever.
Unbearable.
That's thoughts, anything?
I just think of Chance the Rapper.
For Casino?
100 De Niro's you ever seen Casino.
Oh, boom.
That's all I have to contribute to that.
We need something from Chance the Rapper. It's been a minute.
I thought he dropped one song. He dropped one song this year.
Oh, he did? Oh, I'll have to check it out. Nez, your first round pick.
All right. My top two on my big board are still on. Now, this is a good start right now. I got back-to-back picks. First pick, I'm going with Rounders. I'm a huge poker player. I love playing poker, and this movie is amazing. It's like shows the real life of like, somebody who just lives and breathes poker, gets in deep, and then just has to, figure out a way out. The poker scenes themselves are very tense but relatable. If you really understand poker, it's really fun to watch this movie. But even if you don't understand it that well, they explain it decently enough where it's fun to follow along. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, and it's suspenseful. It's really gritty. I really like this movie.
I think gritty is the perfect word for it. If you're an actual poker player, Rounders is everyone's favorite movie.
Yes.
It's up there. And I was talking with Ricky Flex during the Card Counter review. What sticks out and what is almost obligatory, I was saying to Ricky, for any poker movie is to explain like your mind, your process, going through your move, how you're going to take down this guy. Usually they do it the first time, you end up losing. They're like, what the hell? That never happens. And then they end up coming up on top at the end of the movie, just like in Rounders. But I think Matt Damon's really great at that. And I was also saying to Ricky Flex, if I was going to understand a movie, right, from the thought process and like them explaining it in a more understandable way, it's like a la Big Short and the housing crisis, like similar to that, it'd be Rounders. That's like my education into poker.
Oh yeah. Favorite character, Kanish. Kanish is the GOAT.
Kanish.
But all right, I'm going to move on to my next one. And that's 21.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I watched this one back in the day. And I think it's why I play blackjack today, like I was watching it. I think I was like 12, 13 years old, and I was watching it and I was like, oh my God, I could do this. To all casinos everywhere. No, I do not know how to do this, but that's another fun, gritty one where things get pretty intense. A lot of these gambling movies get pretty tense, if you ask me.
The dynamics of the characters in that movie is so interesting to look at. We dropped the chaos bomb in the second round, but we knew this one was getting picked.
Yeah.
We knew this one was getting picked.
Had to.
I dropped the chaos bomb. Big time.
But it's like also like what you think about, like, what was it, like MIT students, right? So I think that was a school, like future mathematicians here. Like everyone thinks like they can play poker, and these people actually can. If they're like that smart, they can count cards easily. These future mathematicians, we've all thought about that. These people actually could do it.
We're gonna move on with the second round here. 21. I like it. I think you would have been able to get it later, just because I'm personally not a huge poker guy. Nez knows that. Ricky
this is
Flex
a blackjack movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about cards. I'm just talking about cards in
Okay.
general. I'm talking about going to the casino in general. I don't like enjoy going to the casino that much. So it's like my list is gonna look so different from like a Nez list, who's more into like the actual card playing aspect.
Who's more of a degenerate.
That's why my second round, I'm just going to go with like another movie that takes place at a casino for the most part. And there is some blackjack play and some poker play, but I'm going to go with Ocean's 11. I'm just going to go with that. One of the best like ensemble casts of all time. I got in an argument with Nez's roommate last weekend. And I said, this is a top 5 cast in any movie of all time. Their knowledge of like a casino is obviously extensive. Brad Pitt, GOAT in that movie. I literally think that's my favorite Brad Pitt role in anything. And that includes Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That includes Glorious Bastards. I think he's just the ultimate cool guy. It's like this movie personified him. And then George Clooney also just suave as hell.
I love this movie. I remember there was one summer, me and some friends, once a week we would watch, and we were just actually maybe multiple times a week, but we were just crushing movie franchises. I was with one of my friends who had never seen Star Wars. We crushed Star Wars. I think we did Indiana Jones, and then we did a couple other ones, and then we were like, yo, let's do the Oceans ones. And watched Oceans 11. Had a blast. And we were like, wow, this franchise is gonna be sick. And then we watched the second one, and it was just that one scene with the the whole movie's laughable, but there's that one scene with the lasers in Oceans 12.
Yeah.
Where I was just literally just like cracking up. Like I was laughing so hard at my screen because it was so bad.
There's some flaws in the first one too, and I was rewatching it with Nez's roommate. We'll give him a shout out, Joe. But I was watching it. I was just like a lot of people just forget about some of like the heist flaws, but it takes so much to have that story come together with so many moving parts. So it's like you almost have to let something slide every once in a while.
That's true.
Yeah, the old Oceans, I think is a bad movie. It might be a hot take. I know that's another iconic cast, but
I've only seen it once. Hated it.
Yeah, all right. I did not like that movie.
All right, Ricky Flex, your second rounder.
All right, this was number 2 on my big board. I'm going with The Sting. The Sting, unbelievable Best Picture winner, 1973. Unbelievable movie. My favorite Robert Redford role. I know a lot of people will say Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. This is my favorite from him. And people forget Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw as Lonergan in this movie pre-Jaws. Jaws was a few years later, but this was his, like, I won't say his coming out party because it's still Robert Shaw, but I loved him in this movie. I'm going to go with The Sting.
That's a good one, Flex. I have not seen that in so long, man. I kind of was like holding off on picking that one because I knew you wanted it, and I think that's like that's like the duo of Redford and Newman, Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid, man. Like back at it again. Best Picture winner. You said it all, man. Good pick.
And the music also, by the way, iconic score.
An Oscar-winning score. So third round pick for you, Flex.
Yes, and I think I can get my next one on my big board later. Shocking. I'm going to go Molly's Game. Molly's Game. I love that movie. Just it's Sorkin, directorial debut for Sorkin. And I think Jessica Chastain, obviously Zero Dark 30 is like what people think of mostly, but I think of her as Molly in Molly's Game in this movie. I just think this movie, top to bottom, is awesome. The more I watch it, the more I love it. Molly's Game is my third pick.
I know Nez is a huge fan.
Love this movie. This movie is freaking, oh my God. I love this movie. I don't even know what to say. The poker is great in the movie. Have you guys heard that the Michael Cera character is based on Tobey Maguire?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Love that.
Get away from the door. I can't see. Sorry. Has nothing to do with the movie, but every time I mention
There are
the movie,
cars there.
there are cards there.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh, yeah, there you go.
No, get it. Cards.
I got you.
Poker.
Also,
Anyways, great pick. Can I get a refresher of your second round pick? I completely zoned out for like 45
The
seconds.
Sting,
Got
second
it,
rounder.
okay. Cool.
And
just marking down here, taking
a little
notes.
bit, this is kind of relevant. Jeremy Strong was an a-hole in this movie. Little precursor to Succession, season 3 out in a month. October 17th, right? Looking forward to that.
Boom. I'm kind of pissed that you took this because this was like the last like actual like card game movie I was going to take. The last are like the one I have on my board are like a lot of sports gambling. I got another one that's like cards, but at the same time, it's not really. It's only a couple scenes. So it's going to be interesting how this like this draft plays out from here. Moving on to my third pick. I'm going to go with Snatch.
Wow.
Snatch is my talk about another great Brad Pitt role, boxing movie, bare knuckle boxing, sports gambling movie. Jason Statham, Nez's boy, Nez's dad's boy, on this kind of put him on the map, to be honest. In the late 90s Guy Ritchie movie. I don't know. It's just, it has talk about grit. It's got an uncanny accent coming from Brad Pitt here, one that's almost incomprehensible. You have to turn on the closed captionings in order to understand it, but it's got that underground vibe to it, underground gambling. So I'll go with that. It's the Snatch.
When you said Brad Pitt accent, I had to hold everything back in me not to say Gorlami again. I really almost did it.
And interesting you picked this one. And there's a Guy Ritchie, Jason Statham, not to tease pick, that you could have picked earlier that you could say was their coming out before this one. But I guess for you, you didn't like that one as much, obviously.
I like Snatch a lot. Like I like Brad Pitt is just a predominant like like figure on my draft board right now, and we're just sticking with it.
Well, yeah, you got George Clooney, Brad Pitt, De Niro.
Yeah, so I'm going with that's me in the sports gambling aspect, but that's my third round pick. Nez, yours now.
Back to back. Wow. Unbelievable. I'm kind of shocked. Maybe I zoned out for more than 45 seconds, but did you guys miss Uncut Gems? Nobody
Nope.
drafted Uncut Gems yet.
I-
Uncut Gems.
I was thinking about that one. I do like Snatch more than Uncut Gems. I know we reviewed it on the podcast. The time I watched like Uncut Gems again, I think I said it on the pod. Like I didn't like it as much the second time I watched it, but yeah, no, it was definitely the one I was debating for sure. It's a good
Okay.
value in the third.
I thought
Yeah.
that somebody would have drafted that first round. I'm really happy that it
Really?
fell to me here. Well, I
Yeah.
guess I don't know. We were drafting the card ones earlier, so
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. But
I had an 8 on my board, so I think it's like third rounder.
all right, that's
Yeah,
that's
I
right
know
where you
that.
had it then. Right where you had it. Uncut Gems. What can we say? We reviewed it a couple weeks ago. If you haven't heard us talk about it, go back, go to episode 50.
3 episodes ago, I think 51. I think it was 51.
Go to episode 51
Yeah.
of the Drive-In Podcast. You hear us talk all about Uncut Gems.
Now,
Moving on. Oh, do you
That's
have
the
another? Oh, my fourth round pick to start the fourth round. I'm going with Rain Man. Rain Man, all time blackjack gambling scenes. Very interesting movie, good movie. But those blackjack scenes are forever iconic.
It's a good pick. It's not one that immediately comes to my mind, but it is there. Like I don't know why. Like it's like when people think of gambling movies, I don't immediately think of Rain Man. I kind of think of just like Dustin Hoffman's relationship to Tom Cruise, but it is a gambling movie. It is.
Yeah.
It's a card counter.
Yeah.
And
I mean, every time I go to the casino, I try to channel Rain Man, you know.
and just unbelievable performance. Dustin Hoffman, Best
Oh,
Picture
yeah.
winner as well. Not only Best Actor, but also Best Picture. Great pick.
Speaking of like iconic moments in Rain Man, screw it. I'm gonna take Hangover as my next pick. Screw it. I'm taking The Hangover. Not a huge portion of this movie. First of all, when they do go gambling the first time, you don't even witness it. But the pivotal moment of the movie, Alan is card counting, and we see in the beginning of the movie reading the card counter book. They're in Vegas. Screw it. I'm going The Hangover as the fourth rounder.
Yeah, I mean, they ripped right off of Rain Man in that movie. As a joke, they spoofed it,
Yeah, big time.
which I then spoofed when I went to Arizona with my friend and went to the casino. We recreated the scene going down the escalator. I don't know
That
if
was
you guys
great.
saw that.
We should repost that we should post that on the Drive-In Podcast. Put it on our Instagram story.
Who did it better and just swipe.
Right. On this week's episode, get the top billing draft of best gambling movies, and it's you just cruising down the elevator. That's actually not bad promo right there. Ricky Flex, on to your fourth pick.
All right. So not sure if you've both seen this movie, but this one, it's one of my favorite gambling movies. Definitely on the sadder side, but Mississippi Grind. Mississippi Grind with Ben Mendelsohn putting on a performance that you'll feel bad for him the entire time, but it's his own fault and you'll understand at the end. And Ryan Reynolds putting on a dramatic acting performance, a little bit of the comic relief, of course, but still putting on a very good acting performance next to Ben Mendelsohn. And the director, Anna Boden, what did she direct recently? Captain Marvel. So obviously not great, but still, she's in the works after this movie in 2015. So Mississippi Grind is going to be my pick.
I actually haven't seen this movie. I've been meaning to see it for so long. It is on streaming. I know this was like Ben Mendelsohn's an amazing actor. He's getting sucked into too many like antagonistic, villainous type of roles where I think he's almost like just being typecast a bit. But this is like more of an emotional touch for him. I know you've talked about it. It's something I definitely want to put on my watch list. And this is also the comeback for Ryan Reynolds. This is like 2015, right?
Yeah,
so right before Deadpool.
Yeah, and Ben Mendelsohn, I don't want to give away another pick, but he's in another gambling movie you could consider, and it was around this time period as well. And he put on a limited performance in that one, as in time-wise, but powerful performance in that movie as well. But my fifth and final pick, this one's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with it. The Color of Money.
Damn it.
Paul Newman, Cruise, and Cruise. When I consider his right before, like right around his prime, for me, that's what my last pick is gonna be.
I wanted that pick. I did want it. Not gonna lie. Pool hustler.
And
It's kind of like what I dream to be when I go to the bar. Just like put the dollar down. I'll take the dollar right off the bat. You don't even get a turn, but that's Tom Cruise, and Paul Newman got his only Oscar for this.
right, and yeah, like this is '86, so like Tom Cruise right before Rain Man here, and right before Tom Cruise is gonna be,
This is like the year of Top Gun, dude.
yeah, like this is like about to be Tom Cruise, like about to go full throttle. So I love it. I love
Go
seeing
sicko mode.
yeah, exactly. And Paul Newman again, like he puts on a, like obviously he was in so many great movies earlier and just not getting any Oscar recognition, finally getting it. That's why I'm just gonna go with it. And also John Turturro, also in this movie. Wild.
That is wild. Oh my gosh, he's got to look so young in that.
Yeah.
Oh man. So now it's on to me. And I gotta give I think I'm probably gonna give another. I can't give back-to-back wild picks where it's just like I did the Hangover, which is already kind of a stretch. I'm not gonna pick the I'm not gonna tease it. I can't say it out loud. I'm gonna go with another sports gambling movie. I'm just gonna do Silver Linings Playbook. This is the second time Silver Linings Playbook has been drafted in the last last month on this podcast. We had Peyton PKO on for our best rom-coms where it was selected. It also has a sports gambling aspect. Feel bad for those Philadelphia Eagles fans. Fight Eagles, fight. I'm going with Silver Linings Playbook, 5th round pick.
Yeah, Nez's pick in rom-coms. Yeah.
Good movie. It's on my big board.
It's just something I hate my list so much. There's just no like gambling movies. They're just oh, there happens to be a gambling scene or there happens to be a casino there, but there's not like okay, like there's no like okay, sitting down, walk through like the thought process or it's never like oh, I got a full house while I win this hand. There's nothing like that. They're just pure. They happen.
Yeah, I guess
a casino nearby or they gambled on it.
You don't have like that iconic scene with the actual gambling in it. I get
No.
what you're saying, but you have the great movies though. So
Yeah, but it's not the gambling. All right, Nez, Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant.
All right. Well, I got to go with one that I've said it as a betting movie before. Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit, baby. Odds were 22-10 on him to win. And he won. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
Is there any other horse racing movies that we could have done? I didn't know. I didn't even think about that aspect. Secretariat. Was there some gambling odds in that movie? That was a stretch.
I have no idea. Put it on the big board.
You were scraping at the barrel for that pick.
I can't view it because I don't even like. I actually don't remember the gambling in the movie. It's been so long.
It was the guy with the paper. It was the guy with the paper saying, "Oh, we got 20 to 1. Let's see, best get here. 21, 21, 21. Here we go. Here, come. That was it. It was that guy. You missed that scene.
I will not be
At the
vetoing.
racetrack.
I will not be vetoing due to my poor memory of this movie and the gambling aspects of it. I will have to watch again, but it's already past the draft.
My goodness.
That's what I was hoping for.
Does anyone have any honorable mentions? I'll
Yes.
read the list off, and then we'll get to honorable mentions. But this is Seabiscuit getting picked in the
I have
the
ones that
gambling
I
draft. Like that was tough. That's why I guess
Mr. Irrelevant,
Yeah.
baby.
I should have gone with the number 1 pick if I had the first choice because like you're not scraping at the bottom where I have to pick like Silver Linings Playbook or Seabiscuits. Like, but so Dr. O has Casino Royale. Oh, excuse me. Ricky Flicks has Casino Royale, The Sting, Molly's Game, Mississippi Grind, and Ricky Flicks, what was your last one? Sorry.
The Color of Money.
The Color of Money, excuse me, deleted off my screen. Dr. O has Casino, Ocean's 11, Snatch, The Hangover, and Silver Linings Playbook. And then Nez has Rounders, 21, Uncut Gems, Rain Man, and Seabiscuit.
Good old Seabiscuit.
Honorable mentions, Ricky Flex, start us off.
Okay. Well, the one I was toying with my last pick is Paul Thomas Anderson's first full feature film, Hard 8. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Philip Baker Hall, iconic craps scene. Iconic. And also like Samuel L. Jackson's in that, John C. Riley, a great cast in
I'm
that.
gonna watch
movie.
it tonight.
Slow burn, but very good. First full feature film PTA. Other ones, Focus with Will Smith. Has the
Oh.
iconic scene at the Super Bowl, betting on with the number or whatever.
Mhm.
The one I was talking about, Ben Mendelsohn's Killing Them Softly. The one like the trigger point for the movie is again the underground gambling, and
Would have been great for my Brad Pitt team.
yes, Two for the Money. Al Pacino,
Oh my God,
McConaughey.
McConaughey and Pacino
Yes.
movie.
Don't like the movie, couldn't pick, but honorable mention worthy. And 8 Men Out. If we were going sports, I would.
8 Men Out. I had that one. I debated on picking that one. Shout out John Cusack.
Yes. All right, that's it from me.
Nez, do you have any honorable mentions?
We got Rush Hour for those couple scenes in the casino. I was really scraped at the bail here. Semi-pro. Nobody called anybody a JT.
Oh yes, if we did scenes, that would have made it easily.
Yeah. And that's about it.
I had
Great call.
one. Oh, I had the card counter as one, and then I had dodgeball, where
Oh yeah.
he puts the bet down at the end after he sees Lance Armstrong.
Oh wow,
Lance
we are
Armstrong.
really. I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious.
That was if I really had to do it. That was my like, okay. But I already had the Hangover. And I was like, imagine if I had like the Hangover and dodgeball on a draft team of the greatest gambling movies. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this person?
The Last Jedi. They go to the casino there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, boom. Another a cool scene, but an irrelevant scene to that movie.
But yeah,
All
that's all I got.
Bam. That's gonna do it for our draft. That's also gonna do it for our episode. Thank you for listening to episode 54 of the Drive-In. Make sure you're tuned in to our social media on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at the Drive-In Pod. Make sure if you're listening, you're sharing on your story that you're listening. We'll shout you out on the pod. We got merch coming. We'll give you a shirt, maybe, if you're nice and you rate us 5 stars. And you'll listen to every one of our podcasts on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the whole 9 yards.
On all of them, all platforms.
Listen to everyone. That's it for this week. Episode 55 next week. We will tell you what the review is via Twitter. We will smell ya.
Wait.